incidence of concussion and time to return to play in the National Rugby League. So National Rugby League is a North American rugby league. And this was actually a study, I believe, that was done with a few teams or across the board. So there's 472 head injury assessments during games in a particular season that they were looking at. So they were doing it over 2 seasons. They had 149 medically diagnosed concussions during that time. So that amounts to 1 concussion every 2.7 games. Can you just mute yourselves, please, guys? The median number of days to medical clearance was only 6. There was a statistically significant difference in the number of days to be medically cleared and return to full contact or match play between seasons. So the seasons were different. Percentage of players medically cleared to return to play at 5 days after injury was 60%, right? We know that clearing somebody to return to play 5 days after their injury is not a good idea. And 61% of them were cleared within that time period in 2017. And then a year later, it seems like we're getting better, right? 27% were cleared in that time period in 2018. Most players, 90% almost, did not miss a single game after their injury, and there's approximately 1 concussion sustained every 3 games in the National Rugby League. Most players are medically cleared to return to play in 4 to 7 days. Not great. Not great. This is an interesting table that they included, so we included it, but they have here the rate of concussion per 100 games, and you can see here the difference between various professional sports leagues, which we found quite interesting. So NFL, 58 concussions for every 100 games. National Rugby League comes in next at 37 concussions for every 100 games. English Premiership Rugby, 35 concussions for every 100 games. Aussie Rules Football, the AFL, 31 concussions for every 100 games. NHL, which is National Hockey League, 5 concussions for every 100 games. English Premier League Soccer, 3.7 concussions for every 100 games. Basketball, and then baseball. So you can see here that NFL is leading the charge here, which is interesting because if you compare football to rugby in amateur levels, rugby seems to be the worst, and AFL is actually on top of rugby when you compare them in youth level athletes. So it's interesting that NFL is the top here. So this could be a reporting bias or different data collection methods, but just interesting to point out.